On the first 4 problems of Section 5 homework, you're choosing the correct graphs for the functions. In this first one, we got y equals 5 to the x on the interval for x between -2 and 2. Now, if you can't visually recognize the correct choice for that, you can always use your calculator to help. So, on my calculator, if I go to the y equals and type 5, the exponent characters right up above the divide key, and then the x. There's 5 to the x. Now, if you look at the choices, all the choices have intervals of -3 to 3 on the x-axis and 0 to 30 on the y-axis. We set our window to match that. So the window key up on the very top, second one from the left, we would say -3 and +3. Leave the 1 as it is. And then the y's, 0, 30. And you can see over on the graphs, the y-axis is marked off in 5. So we'll use 5 for YSCL. Now that is the same as all of the graphs. We should be able to now compare this to the ones that we see on there. Now obviously the B and the C choice are out of the question, and so now it's down to either A or D. I'll move the calculator over maybe so that you can see the A and the D choices both at the same time, and they're both pretty similar, and so choosing between those is a matter of getting a better graph. Now if we use the expand button, we can get a huge graph and have a look at that, and then the same thing for the A choice. You notice on the A choice that the x-intercept down here is way down, very close to 0, and that is not what ours is. And so the correct choice would be the D choice. And I'll show you this one about if I just know what to expect. For example, here I've got the function 2 to the negative x. Now I should know that 2 to the positive x is going to look kind of like this, and the negative on the x just flips the graph in the horizontal direction. So that would be the correct graph. It is not a parabola, and this would have a positive exponent. So the only possible choice would be B, and I never touched anything on my calculator. Now again, you don't have to just recognize those, but it would kind of help if you did. You could do things a little bit quicker. Now let me show you about typing this. If you're going to type this on your calculator, when you go to the y equals, the negative key down here at the very bottom for the negative on the 5 to the x. Now we'll just change our window setting to match what these have. They have -5 to 5 on x, and they have -30 to 30 on y. So here's the graph, and again it's just a matter of kind of comparing that to the graphs that we have. It's obviously not the A choice. It's going in the wrong direction. Okay? Not the B choice. However, it does match the C choice. last question, we have done some like it several times in the past. We need to take out our calculator and enter the data in order to find the regression equation. On our list of data, we want the x equals 0 for 1970, which again would make this a 0 and then a 5, 10, and so on. We'll enter that into our calculator. Now, so that you don't have to sit and watch me enter all of this, I've already entered that. So again, you would go Stat, Edit, and then enter that information. Now again, you see I've already entered that into my calculator, 023, 556, 1079, and so on. To do the exponential regression, we go Stat, Calc. We want to scroll down until we get to EXPREG. We press Enter, and this works just like the other ones that we've been doing. We scroll to Calculate, press Enter again, and we get our answer. Now, this is in y equals, the A is 31.070, rounded to 3 decimal places, times B, 1.120 to 3 decimal places, with an exponent of x. On the B part, choosing the correct graph from the choices is easy enough that we don't need to go type it into our calculator. You know that the y values from what we see in our table are increasing, and we know that the line has to match up with the data. On the B choice, those are not increasing. The C choice, even though those are increasing, they're linear, and we know ours should be curved. The D choice, the line does not even match up with the dots. So, given the fact that it's not the B, C, or D choice, it would have to be the A choice. Now, in part C, we need to use our model to find the salary, that's Y, in the year 2020, which gives us some value of X. Now, since 1970 was X equals 0, 2020 minus 1970 would come out to be a 50. So we want to plug a 50 in place of X in our function. So that would be a 31.070, 1.120, and then a 50 right there. Now we'll be rounding that, it says, to the nearest whole number. So that would be 8979. Now on the last part, we're just choosing from the list there the statement that asks how does the average salary in 1997 compare with what the model says. So we need to know first off, what does the model say? Now again, I won't make you watch me type this because it's like what we just did, but 1997 would be 27 years So we want to use x equals 27 and find out what does the model say. Now this calculation on my calculator comes out 662.564, etc. There's a 0 after that, so it would round to this, which is in thousands, as we were told in the very beginning, which means that is a 662,564. So the model gives 662,564, but the actual number was 736,700. So was the actual number greater than the model on the A choice? Yes, it was. And again, you can compare the other ones.